Let's take two. Coming down in 3, 2, and 1. This is your So Many of You Are Complicit leader fan radio network.
And that's a fact.
And KFAN. That's KFAN.com. 2 minutes, 21 seconds past the hour of 3 o'clock Central Daylight Time. We welcome you back to a Thursday pre-4th of July, technically pre-3rd of July edition of the Bumper to Bumper program, also known as the Afternoon Aardvark, as hosted by the A-Hole in the afternoon. My name is Dan Barreiro, former Inkstand Wretch, newspaper of the Twin Cities. Guardsy produces the show, and we are on holiday tomorrow. I'm actually off Monday as well, but it'll be sort of best of on tomorrow's broadcast, which means we got a lot to wedge in between now and 6:30 this evening, and that is my vow, that is my plan. Many of you are already at the cabin. Based on what I saw on 494 heading north, you're on your way to the cabin and stuck in that miserable traffic because you had to have a cabin in the Brainerd area. You had to. You just had to.
Or that direction, yeah.
Or at
Detroit Lakes,
at least that direction.
Park Rapids, exactly,
yeah.
Walker.
Meanwhile, Lunani, among others, the beautiful people, they're laughing at you.
No problems on 35, I bet.
Piece of work is what it is. Piece of cake, I should say.
Hitting Highway 8.
64686 will be open soon. Bradshaw and Bryant, KFAN text line. KFAN text line. Extra guest today, Friday regular Lavelle will join this evening or afternoon at 5:30. In addition, Russo Radio at 4:02 and or is it 4:30?
4:02.
4:02. And that means the inbox has to go a little earlier than usual. Guardsy says he could use some submissions right now.
The writers are on vacation, it seems
Apparently
like.
they're on their way to the cabin or already there too. JG at KFAN.com if you'd like to participate in what might end up having to be a mini version of Dr. Dan's inbox scheduled for the bottom of this hour. JG at KFAN.com. Many of you are complicit, and I think you know it. I don't know if you'll own up to it, but you are. For years, I have been lectured, mocked, ridiculed, and lectured some more about how instant replay in all of its forms will change everything. That it will mean a sort of sports officiating nirvana. Basically a Tolosa would set in. Every bad call would be fixed. Every non-call would be reversed. And we would live happily ever after in a world in which we would never have to worry about the wrong call being made. So that's what I was told. That's why we had to keep adding to the machinery. No matter how much extra time it might take, no matter how much it might cost, we got all the money in the world, we got all the technology in the world, 4K, 8K, 32K, whatever it is, we got to use all of it, and we'll all be better for it. How do you feel about that after last night in the World Cup? You feel vindicated when it comes to VAR replay? You feel like the right call was made because we've got the mechanisms in place to be sure that a player doesn't, in this case, wrongfully get expelled from a game, thrown out of a game, meaning also he will not be available in the next game. So I hope you raise your hand and own up to it. Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line 64686. Because what we learned yet again last night is that there is no such thing as officiating nirvana. It doesn't exist. Never will, never has. And we have to again decide is how much do we want in the name of, and I know the texts are coming in, well, they get it right some of the time. Let's just say they get it right 32% of the time. Or 32% of the calls end up in the right direction. Isn't that worth it? No. Not for all the extra time, all the teeth gnashing, all the hyperventilation that's involved. No, I think it's got to be 100% or nothing. And look, I'm not a great soccer mind, but I can't. The soccer people who I think try to be objective say that the foul on Balogun, is that how we pronounce his name?
I think so. Who's a stud?
He's unbelievable is what he is, was a wrong call, an overcooked call, and a call that should never have taken place in the first place. And obviously, maybe we're so good now that it won't matter against Belgium. Maybe we are attaining a status where we say, because of Pochettino, that just another problem for us to address. We'll deal with it. We don't love it. Maybe we're that good. But I don't think we're haughty enough to believe that we don't need all the horses that we are accustomed to give us the best chance to go as far as we possibly can. And so if we lose to Belgium, and by the way, I didn't realize last night when the game changed, Belgium, the 2 goals they scored they were down 2-0. Weren't they in like the 86th and 96th minute?
They must have been.
Very late.
It was late.
It's a pretty dramatic comeback for soccer, is it not?
Yes.
For any sport, really, but especially soccer. Where was I? If we lose that game, that will be the lament. We'll never know what Balogun, given how talented a striker he is, how he might have tipped the balance in our favor. So, are there any analysts? And by the way, I feel a little bit guilty leading the show with the controversy because, to a certain extent, I don't think it gives proper credit to the victory itself last night. I thought for backdrop, for post-game drama, emotion, scene, even though all we did was advance to the Sweet 16, it's pretty hard to top what I watched. The celebration, the singing. Who's number 8 for us?
I'd have to look.
Number 8. There was a point post-game, post-match celebration where number 8 in the camera shot, he's kind of by himself.
Yeah. And
he's looking straight into like 2 sections of the crowd that is serenading him, really. It looks like him. It's not just him, but that's how it appears in the picture.
Weston McKennie.
The look on his face, well, I actually couldn't see the look on his face because his back was to the camera. But he's raising his arms up. He's kind of shaking his head back and forth like he can't believe the memories he is getting at this moment, this scene, what it represents to him. I don't know if he talked about it after. I don't know how it works in the, like in the Olympics, as a media jackal, I'd go to something called the mixed zone. That's where media jackals go to interview athletes, the mixed zone. And sometimes you're at the mercy of who stops at the mixed zone. So I don't even know if he articulated any of this, but as he's occasionally turning a little bit towards the camera, the look on his face like, I can't believe any of this. I can't believe this scene. I want to soak it in. I want to drink it. I want to get drunk on it is what I want to do. Tremendous, absolute tremendous scene. So I don't just want to make it about the replay terrorists who should be ashamed of themselves today after all the lecturing they've done to me. Based on the way I think, I don't know, are we allowed to appeal? I don't even know what the rules are. Can you appeal that kind of thing?
Yeah, that's where I wanted to go, because I think the way we wiggle out of it, and I put myself in the category that you're talking about, I'll raise my hand, and I'm not going to say I knew you were going to go down this angle, but I knew you were going to go down this angle, mostly because of Seifert's brilliant tweet.
Yes, well, that was my inspiration,
I believe
to be
it.
honest.
I believe it, as one of the basically saying we need to abolish instant replay. Yes. That's the box, or that's the way I think we're getting out of this box is there has to be a better appeals system. And apparently there is an appeals system, but it's not great for how the U.S. want to go about it.
How so?
I can't remember exactly why, but
there's a reason.
There's a reason why it might not be the greatest or the easiest way to appeal, and some people have already said there's no chance. But then I read that the way that they instituted the replay technically was not how they were supposed to by using the slow motion.
Yeah.
And they're not supposed to use the slow motion, and they did. So could you appeal on that? That's what I don't know. But anyway, that's the way I think we wiggle out.
You love slow motion elsewhere.
You're right.
It's used all the time here.
You're right.
Which to me is part of the problem because that's not when the adjudication takes place. It takes place full speed, which is why I think all of that ends up being a little deceptive. I don't want to go too far down that road, but it was a controversial finish that was more easily accepted at the time yesterday because we won.
Yeah.
Right? If we'd have lost,
would have been
somehow
bad.
It would have been bad with that as the backdrop. So right now, like I said, we're in the rarefied air thinking nothing's going to stop us. As we get closer to our next match, which I think is Monday, correct?
Monday night in Seattle, which will be unbelievable.
It'll be absurd is what it'll be against Belgium. It'll start ramping up, especially if we struggle.
Yeah.
It'll be put all on him because it was like I said, I almost wish, it was further along in the tournament but I think now some of the singing has just become fan tradition, World Cup tradition, and the team tradition. They got their own songs that they like to sing, and they're all singing it, including Mauricio, the head coach.
It was the best part. It was the best part.
Yes.
It was the best part. I was lost in it as well. My sons are asking me why I'm tearing up, and I'm like, because I'm an American. That's all I can say.
Because you're a human being.
I'm a human being. It was magical. The whole thing was magical.
Yeah.
And good job by Fox multiple times. Obviously, you let the music play, and you could hear it when it's on the field, but even when they send it out to the post game, and they're trying to get Landon Donovan's thoughts or Carly Lloyd's thoughts on, and the crowd just won't let them.
Exactly.
So they just have to shut up.
They have to.
But it's Rob Stone, right? I think is the main host. Good on him to understand that we don't need anybody's thoughts right now. We just need the scene and the vibe, and it was magical. That's the word I keep going back to.
It was that good, and even more for sure. The best tweet I've seen that attempts to sort of size up the entire World Cup phenomenon, the way it's played out thus far in the tournament through North and South America. Dean Phillips, did you see it?
No.
The World Cup is the medicine America didn't know it needed. Does that not tell the whole story?
He's right on, except I think we knew we needed it.
Yeah, maybe we did.
And I'm glad it's here.
You're listening to Barreiro.
Got stuff for both of us. Don't forget the inbox in just minutes. Email Guardsy, jg@kfan.com. Let me get to the first one that was for me. Wasn't it Lawyer Tom? Yeah. Dan, it's ironic you use the word nirvana in your drive time diatribe about video review assisting referees, officials with their decisions, because your argument is apparently that if an improvement isn't perfect, that's not worthwhile. This is called the nirvana fallacy. Video review isn't perfect, but it's much better than we had before, and it's worthwhile. Lawyer Tom, I respectfully would say you're wrong, and I disagree. Because what you're allowed to say, because obviously it's not all or nothing. There are some correct calls that get reversed, clearly. I'd be a fool to think otherwise. The question is, at what price do we get even that percentage? And for me, if the percentage isn't higher, and it isn't. Every time there's one guy says slam dunk, and somebody else on the other who roots for their team says not even right, bad call. The percentage is not high enough for me to accept aesthetically what is done to our games, and I think what is done to our officials. I don't think there's any question it affects them, the way they go about their business. They second-guess themselves more, etc. So I understand it doesn't have to be all or nothing, but in terms of delays, in terms of taking away the moment too much of the time in various sports, I remain firmly on my side. Now, this one's from lawyer Tom to you.
All right.
Dan Phillips is right. He wasn't saying that we didn't know we needed medicine, Guardsy. He was saying we knew we needed the medicine. We just didn't know what the needed medicine was, which I think was the Dean Phillips point.
I like it. So it's not about the money. It's about what the money represents.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he knows. I mean, he of all people.
He knows
we needed something.
I got it.
And I think what he's saying is, who knew that it might be the World Cup?
You're right.
You're right. And it's a good observation. That's why I like.
That's why he's a lawyer, and I've been in this box for the last 22 years.
Do you think it might have something to do with it?
I think it has a lot to do with it. Yeah,
right.
You can pare it down to just that, the ability to actually understand the astute observation.
Dan, at the risk of making this political, and I hate to do it with the World Cup, do you think there are some on the left who are cheering for the USA's ouster? Asking for a friend. This is from...
Oh, my gosh.
What's 859?
859? I don't know.
859. I'm kind of curious now. Sure. I don't think there's any question there's some who are.
Northern Kentucky.
I don't care. I mean, it's not anything I lose any sleep over, to be honest with you. But, yeah, there might be some on the far right who do for reasons that we don't even understand.
Well, you could find it.
Exactly.
You can find the reason why.
They live in these bubbles, these worlds where stuff just gets invented, does it not?
It does. Yes.
So yeah, I mean it's very possible. Speaking of politics, could the president pardon Balogun? Interesting point. Now I don't think it would matter, but I'm not sure that would stop him from trying.
Well, that people were clamoring for that last night because didn't he win some type of FIFA award or something?
He did.
Before,
yes.
So why can't he use the power of that office?
The word was for FIFA to get what they wanted from the country. That somebody in the boardroom was smart and said, "Man, you got to suck up to him.
Yeah,
you got to make him seem like he's the greatest person ever.
Well, I'd use that muscle now.
President ever. So
yeah, flex that muscle.
Maybe that's the way to go. I don't know.
People might buy more of those coins that he's made him a billionaire again. Soccer fans.
I unbelievably read that if the U.S. was able to get to a formal appeal with FIFA, they stood a chance of the red card suspension being pushed beyond the upcoming match with Belgium. Meaning, presumably later, if they later round. But do you want to do that?
I think you take the game, you play the game in front of you. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what was the people were trying to get Brendan Sorsby, the Texas Tech quarterback's lawyer,
yes,
to file some type of injunction and then have the hearing after the World Cup, like they were trying to do for Sorsby and the gambling stuff. That's how you do it. You just keep kicking the can down there. We did it with the Williams Wall, Kevin and Pat Williams. We just get the Star Caps thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Just keep kicking it down the road, and then eventually it goes away.
Yeah.
And then he can play against Belgium.
I guess that's possible.
It does seem a little weird, though, that a call this controversial. The World Cup comes every 4 years. Because it is controversy. And I've heard soccer people say, hey, I don't like it, but technically it is the right call. You got to protect the players. And then I've heard other people that say awful, not even close. You can find your opinion on it. But for it to be this hotly contested, to be able to have that lever to go, by the way, you're out for the next game too. For something that happens once every 4 years, it just seems extreme. When it's not obvious. When it's obvious, I get it. But when it's not that obvious, it feels like there's got to be some type of middle ground, and reasonable minds could come to that.
I'm kind of worried about my other country, España. They're up 1-0 on Austria, but I don't know. I mean, they haven't appeared as dominant as I like to think La Roja always is. Maybe they say we don't care. Oh, you know, we're going to win, but. You know, something silly happens. You're only up 1 at this point. They're about almost 63 minutes into this round of 32 game. This is the first of 3 today, is it not? I think there's 2 more.
I think that's right.
Coming up. 1 later this afternoon and 1 this evening.
Yeah, Portugal, Croatia is at 6 o'clock, and then late night, Algeria and Switzerland in Vancouver.
763 guy, Dan, not only does this situation allow you to shake your fist at VAR, but also your other favorite topic, gambling. The ref who called the red card, Klaus. Does that mean, like, with some of the great soccer players, there's some great referees who just have a single name? He's just known as Klaus?
I guess so. I guess so. He seemed like a vet.
Was called to testify in a 2023 Brazilian match-fixing probe over suspicious betting on cards in a Tombinese versus Londrina Series B game.
Oh, my gosh.
During that trial, Brazilian teams requested he not officiate their games. I'm not making accusations, but suspicious. Now, keep in mind, his moniker is Total Richard Guy. So you have to, maybe they take that into consideration.
Sure.
I didn't know anything about that backstory. Did you?
No, I didn't.
That's way too complicated.
When we talk about all the stuff going on in the NBA right now, there is perhaps no more sport, maybe boxing at times, that has been more corrupted by the gambling and by the fixing than soccer, right? Because there's so many leagues. Internationally, there's so many ways to gamble. There's always a match to bet on or something to bet on, and soccer's had their scandals too.
They have. There's no question about that. Tom from Savage notes the Country Roads. That's become one of the songs that I think the fans sing, right? Or maybe it's the team as well.
Yep.
I never liked that song. In fact, when it was big, I despised it.
I think there's a lot of people in that camp.
But yet, in this context, it's hard not to enjoy it, I think. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just because of the shared deal, everybody seems in on it. Everybody seems, because maybe a lot of the people who are singing it don't like it either, but it's almost as if the song itself becomes irrelevant to the act itself, right?
At its time, somebody tweeted this last night, at its time, at its peak, it was not seen as a great song. It was not included in any of the great song lists or songwriter lists.
Right.
But it's on a bit of a run because it was University of West Virginia, or West Virginia University. That's one of their songs that they play.
Spain just score again?
I don't know. I'm watching Wimbledon.
2-0 just went up, 65th minute. Now, that's the La Roja I remember, but go ahead.
West Virginia, on their College World Series run, kind of got this song going again, and it was magical again.
Yeah.
Whether it was in Omaha or whether it was in Morgantown when they did it, and ESPN stayed with it a bunch. Oregon, I know because I was out there, they play it. It's not one of their flagship songs, but they play it a lot, and the whole crowd sings it. It's unbelievable, and now it has become this bit for the U.S. men's soccer team and their fans that it is great. And I don't know what it is about it. Because of the tempo, because of the words, because of the ramp-ups at different times.
Yeah, the inflection. I think it's a combination of things.
It's great.
810 guy? 810. We're getting some interesting area codes today.
A lot of cabins.
810. Lefty here, not rooting for the U.S. to lose, but I hate the thought of Trump taking credit for the win if somehow the U.S. does win. Plus, he's being allowed to hand over the trophy this year. Is that true?
I don't know. I would imagine he would. Yeah, he's the host country's president.
Will he be handing over the trophy in the reflecting pool?
Well, it doesn't look too good right now. There's algae in there.
That's right. They got some problems there. Yeah.
810 is Michigan.
Michigan.
Flint, home of Trent Tucker.
Interesting.
Port Huron.
Huh.
So we got people all over.
So that wouldn't be UP country, right?
No, it would not be.
Have you ever been to the Upper Peninsula?
No, and I'm dying to get there.
Everybody raves about it, don't they?
We almost did it last year. Yep, the Upers.
Are you a Door County guy?
I've been there.
I don't think I've ever been to Door County.
It's fine. I've been there. I'm jealous of the Creasles right now because they're rolling through like Deadwood and the Black Hills and everything in South Dakota. We did that a few years ago. I have FOMO with that. But yeah, UP is on the list.
This might be my favorite text early. This is from 507 guy. Nattertot from North Minneapolis. I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Unless you can see a front angle of the U.S. player giving the opponent a side eye, I can't understand how you could think this malicious or intentional. He had to go past the left leg, which was in the front, stomp on the right ankle, which was behind his head. He couldn't have literally known where that leg was until you see him bring it up from the side initially. Horrible call. I kind of like the show. That's brilliant.
They're listening.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's actually probably more honest. He's saying, I don't love the show, but I kind of like it.
Yeah, hopefully we can win you over
I'll
one
accept
day.
it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, let's make this bottom of the hour pause. Unless you want me to go to 42 to give you more time to get letters.
No, they've responded. Okay. We've got some really good ones, and I know that some are going to come in during this break. We've got some, and the beauty of them, they're so multi-layered, and they're from people that you can tell don't kind of like the show. They love the show, and they get the show.
They get the show.
And that's what I'm excited about for at least a couple of these that we'll do next.
Bumper to Bumper with Dan Barreiro.
Interesting observation from 612 guy listening to the first half hour plus of the program. I think I've found common ground for the far left and the far right. If the far left wants the USA to lose, they are happy Balogun is suspended as of now for the next game. The far right is also happy because Balogun is a birthright citizen, and we know how the far righties feel about that. So with Balogun being suspended, both the far left and the far right have some common ground. There you go. Well stated.
Coming together.
Put together.
4th of July
one
weekend.
quick Mike Conley question for you.
Yes.
Can we rightly and legitimately blame his departure to the Boston Celtics on the Southwest Light Rail debacle? I bring it up because he has said a couple times, I want to take the subway to work. I want to take the train to work.
Yeah.
Well, if the Southwest Light Rail had been done on time, it still isn't running, is it? I don't think.
No, next year we hope.
Maybe Conley would have been on that. He would have gotten that out of his system. Or there's got to be some form of choo-choo transportation we could have found for him. It's not going to be like Boston, not going to be like New York subway, not going to be like Chicago and the L. But I want to blame it on it's another reason to be annoyed with our bureaucracy here. The Southwest Light Rail blew our best chance to keep Mike Conley and his family in town.
I know.
Just saying.
They're doing test runs on it. I remember seeing the Fox 9 story about that.
Yeah.
You may see a train
Can't wait.
go up and down the tracks.
Now, I think actually he lived more the other direction, but
He did. He was not on the route.
nevertheless,
Yeah.
I thought the cheap shot was worth it.
It's definitely worth it.
In any case, inbox now. Don't forget Russo on little maneuvering by your Minnesota Wild. Is it the move before the big move?
Ooh,
right? That's
yeah.
one of the questions being raised.
Yeah.
And then Lavelle giving us some Thursday time today because tomorrow's at best of. He is scheduled for 5:30.
Classic Lavelle, by the way. I asked him yesterday what time works best. He said any time. I said, okay, great. Work around Russo.
Yeah.
We got the inbox. Text him today, 5:30. Nothing. Haven't heard from him. It's just perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
It's just perfect, Lavelle.
It's time for Dr. Dan's Inbox.
Oh, we get letters.
They're pouring in now.
Get your letters every
This is where I always feel bad. We beg for them.
And now a lot of people are going to be
They're
left at
just
the door.
pouring in and out. We'll see. I haven't read some of the most recent submissions, so we'll see if they make the 4th of July weekend cut. But we've got some good ones. Dear Dr. Dan, you may have heard I'm looking for my next gig. Have been a high performer in the past. Still have a lot to offer. Recent departures of Jay Randall and N. Reed have left some big shoes to fill. Luckily, I've got really big, if somewhat strange-looking feet. Dr. Dan, lots of people think I may want to take my talents back to S Beach to rejoin the M Heat, but I've been there, done that. Similarly, I have deep roots in Ohio, but I've already done a couple of tours of duty there. I'm looking for a challenge, Dr. Dan, and has always been a big fan of A. Edwards. Would love to get a boat slip out on El Minnetonka. Would love to do my thing, so next June we can have a parade down F Avenue. Could you get me the number for T. Conley or C. Finch? And I'm also going to need a country club membership. Could you please put me in touch with M. Sauce? This is from L. James.
Well, here's the interesting thing about the L. James story. A debate broke out the other day on the program between Rosen and Common about what if somehow LeBron would end up here, would that be bigger even than when B. Favre showed up in Minnesota? I think the Rosen opinion was yes. I think the Common opinion was no. I lean Rosen's way for this reason. Football's always king in this town. The Favre story, the B. Favre story, was beyond enormous that first year, although we didn't know it was going to go as well as it did, right? That's what we have to remember. But here's why I think the L. James story would actually be bigger. It would be such a monumental, stupendous, off-the-charts upset that I think it would actually be on its own plateau. Even if the sport itself doesn't carry the same weight in this town as obviously does pro football. But around the country, L. James coming here, like I said, it would be give me an upset. Give me a famous upset in history.
Yeah.
It would be like the miracle of Lake Placid,
You're
to
right.
be honest with you.
It would be.
Because nobody, they go, okay, that's a cute little story, and they're going to hang in there because the LeBron James people say, L. James people say, yeah, we'll listen to anybody. And we haven't eliminated anybody yet, technically. And they all say, that's kind of cute, and they pat us on the head, and they go, Nobody in their right mind thinks there's any reason to believe he's coming here. And I think there's some truth to that.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether the fit is there or whether there's certainly a place for him to play. So I think L. James dipping his toes into El Minnetonka, I think that would be the greatest sports upset in the history of Minnesota sports.
I think you're right. The Favre thing was a rumor for 2 years.
Right.
There was a build-up to that.
Yes.
And he wanted to come here the first time before he had to go to the Jets, right? He got traded to the Jets, I think. So there was a build-up. There was a time we kind of knew that was in the cards. This one would be completely out of left field. Be fun.
It's time for Dr. Dan's Inbox.
Letters. Oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day.
Dear Dr. Dan, what a glorious day for Minnesota sports. Finally, after years of carrying the burden of being the only high-octane athlete in this town, I've got a running mate, a true partner, a guy who understands that life is about pace, tempo, speed, pushing the limits, somebody who doesn't spend all day stuck in first gear. My new co-pilot, L. Ball. A guy who can keep up with me. Somebody who sees an opening and immediately attacks it. He understands that offense is best played at one speed. Fast. Very fast. Occasionally, Your Honor, I'd like to plead my case fast. We've both heard phrases like reckless, citation, and court appearance and responded with, can you be more specific? The Wolves wanted to play with more pace. Well, congratulations and welcome to the Great Wide Open. You just acquired the NBA's version of cruise control set somewhere between questionable decision and state trooper. For the first time in my Minnesota career, I don't have to carry the fast guy torch alone. No, this isn't from A. Edwards. Sincerely yours, J. Addison.
Yeah, I've actually received a couple of tweets in recent weeks, days, basically since the L. Ball acquisition, along these same lines, and it's Jay Addison that we are hearing about. I can't wait for this deal to become official so that then we can get, maybe from the horse's mouth, more detail on, are you going to leave all your race cars back in wherever? I don't know if he's got a place in Charlotte.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe, no, he'll rent a Maserati, right? And he's just as capable of doing some damage with what he rents here as opposed to what he owns. You'd like to think. I asked this question of a highly placed source yesterday. Might have even been earlier today. Who is the T-Wolves babysitter now? And the answer is we really don't have one.
Right.
We don't.
Right.
And it wasn't so much what, at this point in his career, M. Conley was going to be able to do on the court, but just more being around. On the other hand, you could say, in all honesty and seriousness, at some point, you got to figure it out. The kids have to figure it out on their own. Maybe a little guidance and a whisper here and there helps, but in the end, you can't, if you need babysitters for 28-year-olds in that sense. Now, none of these guys are that old yet, but if it keeps going on like this, then there's nobody who can kind of come to the rescue, right? At some point, they have to figure the thing out.
Yeah.
I have no idea if L. Ball, like when he has his first press briefing, will he address all this? Will he be asked about it? Will he address this seriousness question?
No.
Does it make him defensive? Does he laugh it off? Does he say it's silly? I don't know. I'm very curious to know how he handles those kinds of questions.
No, he's going to get all the ones about the fit and the all-22 and
think so?
Usage and
how much he likes Ant going way back.
Yeah, he's going to get those.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It's time for Dr. Dan's Inbox.
Unless Seifert goes.
Yeah, that's true.
We need Kevin
Might
Seifert
have to rent him out, yeah.
Dear Dr. Dan, it was 14 years ago to the weekend that we changed everything for the team on your favorite side of the river. So much so that the M Wild are still kind of paying the price. Once upon a time, this team couldn't get to the first round and would have killed to have the streak that they did between 2015 and 2026. Anyway, a lot of you all complain about the lack of action this week for the Wild are the same ones that don't fully appreciate everything we did for the team in Christmas colors. Christmas in July will never produce stockings as full as it did in 2012. And a lot of you simply need to accept that fact. 2 identical deals on the same day was collaboration and intentionality before it was fashionable in this market. This from 13 years times 7.6 AAV times 2, R. Suter and Z. Parisi.
Postscript on the last letter. Somebody's asking a fair question. Does L. Ball have any sick dogs? Is he a dog guy, L. Ball? Do we know?
I don't know.
No clue. We'll find out later.
Yeah. Or will we? We've never found out about Jay Addison's.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked over the years about the lore we've attached to the July 4 announcement and how we both came into work that day happily. It does feel like another a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
It was.
Because this is such a new iteration of the team. At the time, it felt like everything. At the time, you could argue that it did really cement the program as not in terms of winning, but in terms of respectability and in terms of, I think, convincing the fans, I'm going to hang around for this thing to see where it goes. It never got to where it was supposed to with the two of them. But that, I still to this day believe, has more to do with the fact that that group of prospects never got as good as we had been told they were going to be. Because Parisi and Suter were not superstars. They were good players, right? Even at their, at their height. So, but it almost feels quaint to think about that now, because to a certain extent we've graduated way past it. They are, even the money is now in the rearview mirror. You could argue that technically, though, it still might have contributed to the lack of extra funds we might have had, because you have to make some moves in the interim, perhaps, that still hamstring your chances to spend the money you want to now. But there were much more innocent days when it comes to the state of hockey.
Well, how about this? This one just came in, and it kind of coincides with both of our first 2 topics. And I guess we'll have to have a discussion on this. Dear Dr. Dan, the 4th of July is coming up. Are you ready to come in again for an emergency bumper-to-bumper show? It's been 14 years since you had to run into the studio on a 4th of July. I figure it's high time to do it again. L. James. Now, I'm going to be 4 hours away in Wisconsin.
I won't. Yeah, same thing.
I came all the way to Wisconsin. I guess we'll have to StreamYard.
We could StreamYard it, couldn't we?
I guess we're going to have to StreamYard.
I thought StreamYard made everything easy these days. You don't have to bring equipment for StreamYard, right?
No, you just fire up the laptops.
Do you have to have a laptop with you?
No.
Can you do it on a phone?
You can do it on a phone.
There you go.
So I think that's the answer.
I have no problem committing to it.
If LeBron James...
If it's L. James, I have no problem committing to it.
I think we have to. Yeah.
Now, what if it's KOC announces that the silliness is over? Kay Murray will be the starting quarterback at the start of training camp. Is that worth an emergency meeting? I don't think so.
You can do a video for your Twitter. just do a video for your Twitter, and we'll move on.
That's possible.
But L. James, we got to go.
Yeah, God, yes.
For Dr. Dan's Inbox.
Letters. Oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day.
Dear Dr. Dan, you know what? Even though we let M. Zuccarello walk, we got B. Coleman. He's an American. And O. Mata, who I can trade for an American. Spain wins.
Yeah, they're up 3. They just scored again. They are running up the score.
They're frolicking.
They are taunting the Austrians. I saw 2 Austrian players almost come to blows earlier. That's the level of frustration caused by tiki-taka by La Roja. 3-0 España, just a few minutes away from advancing to the round of 16. But I rudely interrupted you. Go ahead.
Even though we don't have picks in 2027, 2028, or 2029, we still have plenty of assets to get D. Larkin and J. Hughes and re-sign Q. Hughes. And by the way, M. Dumba is still a hell of a player. Do I think Kate Kaprizov's contract is too much? Well, Dr. Dan, maybe we'll save that question for N. Jersey. When Kay Patel is drinking from the cup outside T. Reed's, you'll see. B. Garrett. I would love that.
If it were only that easy.
That'd be so funny.
If it were only... Who was that famous actress? She looks famous to me. Did you see her?
No,
you weren't looking. Damn it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm watching Wimbledon.
That's okay. I understand. Somebody will be watching.
I'm happy for La
Roja. A beautiful woman who is a famous actress whose name now escapes me, cheering on La Roja. Not this beautiful woman, but a different beautiful woman. A lot of beautiful women cheering for Spain in this crowd. This game is in Los Angeles, California, by the way.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Well, we'll find out. We got Russo at the top of the hour. We did make a deal. We got rejected again in a couple different ways. Yes, Tuesday, as we talked about with Luigi. I don't know. I go back and forth in terms of my level of optimism. I'm just fascinated that now even Louis has said, well, if we have to on Larkin, we have to give up the goaltender of the future. He might be willing to move on that. Is it that easy? Maybe it is that easy just to get a veteran to start the season until Gus Bus is back up to speed physically and is healed. I don't know. See, to me, it has to do with more, is Larkin good enough? It's not so much I'm against the concept of including Volstead in a deal. I might be convinced of that, but I had been led to believe by hockey people, including Louis, that he wasn't sure Larkin was at a high enough level, good, but not at the high enough level to say, yeah, I'll play my final card, which would be the goaltender of the future. Penelope Cruz, thank you. A lot of people saw it.
Oh.
Who was there with, who she's married to, I think, still is Javier Bardem.
Good for both of them.
Outstanding actor.
Good for both of them. I love this one. I love this letter. So many layers.
Oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day.
Hey, Dr. Dan. Thanks for talking about me recently. You might have seen that I am now sponsored by GlassesUSA.com. I could probably get you a pair since you seem to be having troubles figuring out how to watch my games. Couple of tips. Go to ESPN and click on the game. If it says CBS, Prime, Peacock, etc., it's on those channels or platforms. If it says Ion, you can watch that for free on Tubi. If it doesn't say anything, it's on Victory Plus.
I ain't getting Tubi. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
Free apps you can download. That way you can watch my potential MVP season, and by the way, as of today, All-Star starter season.
Yeah, I saw that.
And very entertaining style of basketball during something you call the abyss. Not much abyssy at Target Center right now, Dr. Dan. Oh, Miles. I think for the first time.
Have we had a box office bump that is provable?
I don't know.
With the rookie?
Because we always draw well.
We draw
Our
well.
attendance is good.
I don't think we... Do we open up the upper deck now? I don't remember.
Yes.
We do postseason, I know.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well, you know what they're doing now? This is a brilliant idea.
What's that?
They're calling it... I don't have the exact phrase, but it's basically bet on the ring ticket deals.
Oh.
Where for the rest of the season, you can buy an upper-level season ticket, $250 each. Okay, so
per ticket for the rest of the season.
Here's our math. So you and I buy two.
Does that include the postseason?
Well, you'd have to buy your tickets for the postseason, but you get them.
All right.
But if they win the WNBA championship, you either get your money back.
What?
Or they push the credit to next season tickets.
Wow.
I looked into it. They're mid-court, kind of halfway up the second deck.
Yeah.
It's a good idea, I think.
It's a great idea.
Just to get people in.
Yeah,
more people.
My guess is as we get closer to the postseason, it'll be a seeable, provable jump, even for a team, like you say, that has tended to draw very, very well. Isn't it, though? Is it Golden State that basically is the draw story of the century?
Yeah, the expansion team from last year.
They basically need a bigger arena.
Yeah, I know.
What's that all about?
Well, just the expansion, the fact that there's a lot of people in San Francisco, and women's basketball is clearly on the rise. There's a lot of places like that. Some of the other expansion teams have been like that. Vegas is an expansion team that's been like that. Now, they've won a bunch of titles. So, not expansion, but a team that moved into the market. So, we should wrap it up to stay on schedule.
We do have Russo. Walker Artgal writes, will L. Ball's father be a bumper regular? That's an interesting question. Do we want to participate in that madness? We probably would have to consider it once, wouldn't we? Or are we participating in the delinquency of the audience? I mean, he's so over the top, but I would be tempted once. I don't know that I'd want to make it a regular thing. And I don't even know if he's gettable, although I would think he probably would be.
Right.
Once everything becomes
he's
official.
gettable.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's available.
We'll talk about that later. Russo around the corner. Questions for him. Bradshaw and Brad KFAN text line 64686.
You're listening to Barreiro on the Fan.
From the 1-800 Ask Gary Traffic Center. This